Maple Grove is a town. It is cradled by Virginia's lush hills. Evelyn Archer lived there. She was a journalist. She had a keen eye for the hidden and the mystical. Her fascination with secret societies sprouted in her youth. It took root after a mysterious tragedy. The tragedy claimed lives. Compassion for the victims was strong. Yet, a deeper understanding of their beliefs beckoned her. Curiosity flourished as Evelyn aged. This was especially true during the occult's heyday. That was in the late 20th century. Her path became clear. She would explore the shadowy psyche of these groups. She would do this from within. To outsiders, it appeared she joined a string of mystical sects. Her initial forays were with benign groups. One such group was the Church of New Dawn. They were strange, yet they were still linked to reality. She was skeptical of spirituality. Nonetheless, she grasped their charm. She found their tenets absurd. Evelyn journeyed through various sects. She gained insight. She learned why people surrendered their lives to these groups. The answer was predictable, yet experiencing the tangible dread in their midst made it real. Participation in their rituals was non-negotiable. She shared their meals, she drank their potions, she camouflaged herself among them. This was to avoid detection. The early cult's mild nature posed no threat, but the burden of constant pretense grew heavy. This happened as she delved into darker circles. Her quest brought her to society's edges. There, she encountered cults. They had odd rites. Some worshipped the stars, yet none were as indescribable as the one she found last. After thorough research, Evelyn navigated the dense forest. It bordered Maple Grove. She did this for her initiation. The sect's closeness allowed for occasional retreats. She could retreat to her own space. This was a contrast to the communal living she'd known. In a forest clearing, she found a circle of people. Their hands were joined. They surrounded a floating obelisk and a blazing fire. A man stood by it. He was facing away. He spoke without looking. He said, "Our newest kin has joined us. Embrace our sacred fellowship. Thank you. I'm called," she began. "Names are forbidden." He cut her off. "Understood. What is expected of me?" she asked. Evelyn knew the drill. The crowd's anticipatory gaze suggested a familiar ritual. She braced for the usual. This included vows, chants, and invocations of ancient gods. The man motioned her forward. He directed her toward the obelisk and the fire. Approaching, the monolith's carvings became clear. They depicted a non-human face. "Grasp this blade. Let your essence flow," he instructed. This request was new. She took the knife. She flinched as it cut her palm. The man turned. He revealed a youthful face. It had an old soul's eyes. "Anoint the obelisk with your life's nectar," he said. His eyes were locked on hers. Her blood flowed into the etchings. Then it hissed on the fire below. The cultists began a chant. It was cryptic and elusive. They stepped back. Their eyes were fixed on her. The chant grew louder. The obelisk and fire moved with them. Instinct told her to let them go. She called out. She was seeking answers, but they left her alone. She was alone with the pines and the wind. Evelyn made it home, but a dark presence followed. She searched for more information. She looked for information on the Maple Grove Enigma. An old newspaper spoke of a day. On that day, all 35-year-olds vanished. They left their belongings in a forest circle. With no further leads and silence from the sect, Evelyn's attention drifted. She considered a break. This would be from her investigations, but a sense of duty overtook her. The hymn from her dreams haunted her. So did the obelisk's face. The once unclear chant now gave terrifying orders. It consumed her waking and sleeping thoughts. She realized her initiation was more than it seemed. The chants now rule her world. They command. She follows. Fear persists, but it can be silenced. And yesterday, the hymn whispered comfort. It said, "Joyous anniversary to you." Turning 35 was destined to be significant.